Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Open! Chicago with the lead! Michael got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button. Now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. All right, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, okay? Click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? You got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, yay. Listen. No, I'm sorry. If you're watching this on our mobile app, because I just told you about YouTube. If you're watching this on our mobile app, and listen, don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, man. Listen. What is wrong with you? So here's what you do. Wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart or 7-Eleven or Zayre or Zemsky, Macy's, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebolts, Goldblatt's. Doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, and you take it with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, so not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they're on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, give you a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. If you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Roku, Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel, so do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television if you have a Roku TV. So do it. Do us that favor. All right, put us right there next to the big boys. All right, Netflix, Prime, HBO Max, which you should have deleted now because Hard Knocks is over. So no, I don't really watch HBO Max. But Hulu, Disney Plus, Stars, Paramount Plus, put us right there. Hell, we're on a big screen, right, Mickey? Vicky, now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Man, listen, we have a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, it's our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform, and it'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. That's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see what we got going because the chat is jumping already. Man, Lavette Lee in the house. Good morning, Mom. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Cornelius, what up, what up, what up to all sports zoners in the house and around the country and around the world. I like it. Sean Walls in the house. Happy hump day, sports owners. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Patty Lara's in the house. Miss Lara, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. When I say we got a great show, I am not bull jiving. I am not. Beth Mishler Elmore, who covers the Bears for Heavy.com and the Bear Report. She joins me at 10 o'clock today. 10 o'clock. Man. I hadn't had my tea in a little bit. And I have to get back to making, this is a good cup of tea. It's not a great cup of tea or perfect cup of tea. So, you know, your skills atrophy. You know how, when you don't lift, you get weaker. When you don't make your tea on a consistent basis, your tea making skills atrophy. And that's what's happening to me. So I'm back to making tea, and I got to get the right amount of honey in there. Yeah, crazy. Aunt Mass in the morning. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, man. Jeremiah Monica. Uh-oh, here you go. Jeremiah Monica, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk. We got a lot of question marks right off the bat. A lot of question marks right off the bat. All right. It's so funny. So funny how people who will adjust their stories or adjust their thinking, their commentary, so it fits their narrative, so they don't look stupid. My guy Plank is in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. So we're seeing a lot of stuff, a lot of narratives being changed, but the smart ones, they started it early. And we're going to see it. You'll see it. We're going to talk about it today. All right, we're definitely going to talk about it. But Caleb is might be down a few weapons. All right, might be down a few weapons. We're going to talk about that. It could be problematic. We're also going to talk about the offensive line. That is huge. So we saw how the interior of the offensive line, the two guards in the center, had problems last week. Now the edges are going to be tested. Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. Okay, we are all far too familiar with Daniil Hunter from his days in Minnesota. So we know firsthand how he can change a game. It's our first time facing Will Anderson. But man, if he's anything like Daniil Hunter, now we got two crazy edge rushers we got to deal with. So Darnell Wright, Braxton Jones, they have their hands full. We're going to talk about those guys in a moment. Cubs, big win yesterday. Sox, another loss yesterday. Shocker. Sky, play tonight. We got a lot to talk about. So I'm looking forward to it. I am excited to talk to you guys and interact with you guys because I love talking sports. I love talking Chicago sports. I love talking Chicago sports with you guys. I was getting the show ready. And Oh, so before I forget, probably gonna everybody. There's a lot of people who are doing a lot of Bears stuff. So we're looking at we might add another show. All right. Dedicated solely to the Bears. All right. We might add another show dedicated solely. Cornelius Squall's right. I just hope the Bears never face Devondre Sweat again this year. I saw the problem he was going to be when he was at Texas. I said, whoever gets this guy, I said, this is a nose guard. This is your one tech. This is your nose guard. I said, if there's any way on God's green earth the Bears can get this guy, get him. Get him. This guy is going to be a Mickey Ficky problem. And unfortunately, the Bears weren't able to get him, or the Bears didn't select him. And he went to Tennessee. Cornelius, Devondre is a mammoth of a man. A monster. My man himself, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr., my man Junior checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Good morning. Hope you're feeling better today, buddy. You know what? I'm actually going to be up that way tomorrow. I got a good deal. So, do you guys ever buy anything off of Marketplace on Facebook? I have. I purchased quite a bit of things off of Marketplace from Facebook. And so I don't know if you guys have, let me know. Just yes, I have. No, I haven't. I've never had a problem with it. Patty says, yes, she does a lot. Okay. So so tomorrow, I was supposed to do it yesterday. I had a meeting up north. And the meeting ran super, super, super long. I'm going to pick up a pair of Air Force Ones. They fell off the back of a truck. They fell off the back of a truck. And Junior, yes, we have. Junior writes, yes, we have. He's gotten stuff off of Marketplace. So I'm kind of excited about tomorrow. I never really got into Air Force Ones a lot. Okay. Actually, the only pair I ever had, a good friend of mine, Orlando Hoy, Junior knows who he is because we played with him and against him, had a sneaker shop, a small sneaker shop on North Avenue. And I've been playing ball with Orlando since 1997. And so I stopped by the shop one day. This was in 2007. I know why. I know exactly why it's 2007 because of what he said. He stopped in and he was like, "Oh snap!" He was like, I stopped in just to shoot the shit, and he was like, "Hey man," he goes, "Congratulations!" He goes, "Man," he goes, "You're the league MVP." He goes, "We got to get you some kicks." So he goes, "What size are you?" I'm like, 12. He's like, "I got you," and he went and he gave me a pair of Air Force Ones. I'm like, "What do I owe you?" He's like, "Nah, bro." He goes, "For winning the league MVP last year, the national championship and all this other stuff, and the championship game MVP." He goes, "Man." I was like, "Oh, snap." So he gave me a pair of Air Force Ones. Now I felt like Nelly at that point. So I never really got them because I like Jordans and like other stuff. And I never pay full price for gym shoes. I'm sorry. I know tons of people do. And they like, that's the new thing, but I don't. I'm like, as long as it matches my outfits, all right. I get a wide variety of colors. Give me a running shoe. Give me a CrossFit. Just give me a CrossFit shoe. Not into basketball shoes too much. All right. even Jordans. I don't even have any Jordans right now because I had a lot of pairs when I was a kid. My mom got me, I want to say 6 or 8 different pairs of Jordans. All right. The perks of being an only child and your mom working 2 jobs. Tony, my cousin Tony from out in the left coast in CA. What's up, Ma? Said I bought Air Force Ones from La Garra. She goes, I swear they look real. They got worn regardless. Yeah, and I'll wear them. But like I said, and you know what? Even if they were fake, I'd wear them. I would, because I'm not a big Air Force One guy. But they do look cool. They do look cool. And I'll make sure I keep them clean. I'm a lot more diligent now with the sprays and protecting your shoes and stuff like that. So I have all that in the garage. So when I get them tomorrow, because I said I got to be up north, 1 Junior, I'll stop up and see you. All right, after, and I'll probably show you my Air Force Ones. Anyway, I digress. My cousin Tony, Antonia West, Tony we call her. Checking in from Cali, from the left coast. I appreciate it. And one of the funniest stories, and we'll get right back to sports, is when she was with her husband Tom, and he first came to Chicago. And I'll tell this story another time. And they went to La Garra, the flea market. And the funniest thing, we thought a fight was about to break out, and it didn't. But the way that it didn't break out was hilarious. Hilarious. And I'll tell you that story. I posted on Facebook. I gotta get a visual of it and to tell the story. So I'll have to do that another time. But Tony, thanks for tuning in. I know she's laughing right now just thinking about that story. Because we thought we were about to see two guys throw down. And I was like, man, I hope someone doesn't get shanked or pull out a gun or something. You know what I mean? Because then we got a duck, and this was her husband's first time in Chicago, and first time at the flea market, La Garra. And I'm like, man, what a story! If someone gets shanked or bullets start flying, I'm like, oh, no, but he will never forget it because of how that situation took care of itself. Trust me. Well, I'll tell you the story. I got to get the visual, and I'll tell you. I'm laughing, so I know she's laughing because her and her husband Tom, they will never forget his first time here in Chicago because of that. Anyway. Oh man. So great show. I'm excited. We got some Bears to talk. We got some White Sox to talk. Not a lot of White Sox, that's for damn sure. Got some Cubs to talk. We got some Sky. The Sky are, man, Sky are in a tough spot right now. The Sky are in a tough spot. Tony writes, hey, good morning, Shawn. She goes, I'm dying over here. Yeah, that story is crazy. The Sky's in a tough spot. I don't think they make the playoffs. We're going to talk about it a little bit. Oh, no, we'll do it right now. I don't think they make the playoffs. They're tied for 8th. And then the most important. See, I don't want to say this like this because it's going to diminish in the importance of everybody else on that team. Maybe the highest profile player. Let me put it that way. The highest profile player. One of the pillars, one of the building blocks for the future. Angel Reese is out for the year. She's out for the year with a wrist injury. Now, this is a girl who's getting double-doubles. She broke the record for the WNBA record for most double-doubles in a season for rookies. She broke the record for most consecutive double-doubles. And she was in the conversation for MVP. For Rookie of the Year. Now, depending who you ask, she had no chance. And I disagree with him. I said, no. I said, what Caitlin Clark's doing is great. What she is doing is great. But let's not diminish what Angel Reese is doing, because what Angel Reese is doing is extremely impressive. That's great too. And I understand Caitlin Clark has a lot more panache, a lot more notoriety, but not by much. Not by much. Let's get that straight. All right, there are a lot of young girls, especially in this country, who love them some Angel Reese. Everybody knows. I'll put it this way: I think Caitlin Clark has more notoriety because I think more parents and older people like her. Okay, and I think the younger crowd might be split down the middle, 50-50. There's a lot of young little black girls who look at Angel Reese and just want to be her. Just admire the bejesus out of her. And that's great. You know, she's a phenomenal role model. Okay. She's handling her business. She's, coming out of school. She has I think she was a $3 million NIL valuation. She's making a couple $1 million in college. She made a hell of a lot more in college than she's making now, her salary now. But she still has other outside things. Like she's endorsed by Reebok, coming out with her own shoe. And if you remember, that's why Shaq was in town the other day. I don't know if you saw that at the one of their last games. Shaq was in town and they want to just coming to see, one of his clients, working for Reebok. I think Shaq's the vice president now. I think so is Allen Iverson. They're pretty high up in the company. And Angel Reese is one of their star athletes. So she's doing well, but she's out. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. Okay? It's a bad thing because you're probably going to miss the playoffs. Okay? It's a good thing because now it forces other people to step up. Other people get to grow. Other people get to get some confidence that they need. And in particular, Isabel Harrison. Right? Give me Isabel Harrison. She's got a nice little smooth looking jumper. All right, and I want her to get some confidence because I want when Angel Reese gets back next season, I want her to continue to battle and bang down low. And when she's overwhelmed or she doesn't have a good shot, find Isabel Harrison, who's going to be out on the perimeter with a legit mid-range jumper. Everything happens for a reason. And when things happen, and you know the old saying, life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. Okay? And Angel Reese going down sucked. How do you react? How do the people around her on her team who are affected by it, how do they react? Are you sitting there saying, "Oh man, our season's over. We're gonna miss the play," or do you say, "Hey, let's rally up, and I need you to step up. I need you to step up. I need more out of you. I need more out of you." It's a good rallying cry for Coach Witherspoon. She can look at her players and say, "Hey, I need more out of you because of this situation that we're in. Our girl's out. I need more scoring from you. I need more rebounds from you. I need more assists from you. I need better play from you." Challenge them. And what happens if they live up to the challenge? They're only getting better. So next season, they'll have a hell of a lot more confidence, a hell of a lot more swag. There you go. They'll have a lot more swag because you know what? When you're put in a situation and you see a tough situation, you're asked to do a little more, and you succeed. You feel good about yourself. And that's what these young ladies need. All right, stop having Candace. I was going to say Candace Parker. There's a Freudian slip. Stop having Angel Reese get all the rebounds. How about other teammates contribute? So maybe Angel doesn't need to get 20 rebounds because other people, a.k.a. Camila Cardoso. I told you I can't wait till the offseason. I hope they do a complete body change with her. She needs to trim down, get stronger, get more explosive. I mean, Ma, you're 6'7". I told you, you're 6'7". With your arms up, you're over 7 feet. If you're able to jump like a pogo jump a couple times to tip that ball, no one's going to be able to get it because you're taller than everybody. And you won't be lumbering up and down the court. So this is an opportunity for other people's games to grow. Again, it's all how you look at things. It's all about perspective. And that's what I used to tell my students and my players. Everything, it's all about perspective. You look at it from a negative perspective or a positive perspective. Because a positive perspective says, well, now, because that happened, here's what I get to try. Here's what I get to work on. Here's what I get to improve on. And then when things go back to normal or where they were before this shift happens, you're better for it. So, Sky, I hope you're taking this opportunity. Kennedy Carter, that young lady is awesome. She plays with an edge, with a swag that I love as a point guard, as a leader. And she's got to make sure that she really is able to run this show now without Angel Reese. You can't just dump it in. Angel Reese is going to go get it. Get fouled, the foul not being called, get a rebound, put it back in. Now she's got to work the offense a little bit. So now maybe she can become a better facilitator. She can become a better true point guard. Get that offense flowing. Just think if this offense becomes very smooth and efficient, and then you add Angel Reese back next year, stronger, you know she's got to work on her outside shot. This team's going to be a force to reckon with next season. But how they handle it now is going to determine what type of force. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to do our, you know what we're going to do. We got top of the morning topics. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. I got to get the warden ready for CrossFit because she's going today. Her ride's coming a little bit. So see you on the other side of the break. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
First game at Dodger Stadium.
It's bounced towards first, and it eats up Freeman. Kicks into foul ground. Here comes Isaac Paredes, and the Cubs have jumped in front 1-0. An in-between hop and the Gold Glover got eaten up.
With runners in scoring position.
On the ground, Bush grabs it, goes to second for one, return to first, two! Wow, oh, what a double play. That was gorgeous.
We'll retain the challenge.
That one drilled out towards right center field. Pete Crow Armstrong racing, and he made the catch. What a play. PCA Cubs with their big bat at the plate. And that's a base hit up the middle. Happ around third. He's in to score. Swanson dives into third. And now the throw gets away. It's into the camera well. Swanson comes in to score, and it is 3-3. How do you like?
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. Those were your Cubbies yesterday, baby. Your Cubbies. Too little, too late with a big win. And you know what? You know, guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. We'll start with them. All right. For you guys. All right. It's for you. All right. How's that? The Cubs. There you go, baby. There you go. I got you. The Cubs with a 6-3. They beat Los Dodgers. The Dodgers in LA. What's up? They're out East Los Homes. What's up? I thought I got you, eh? We beat you 6-3, eh? The Cubs beat the Dodgers 6-3 yesterday. Imanaga in the battle of Japanese pitchers. He got the win, 13-3 on the season now. He went 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, no free passes, and 4 punch-outs. Hodge gets to save with his 5th of the season. Nico Horner was 3 for 4 with a double. His 31st of the season, driving in an RBI, his 42nd on the campaign. Suzuki, Mr. Seiya Suzuki, he was 3 for 5 with a double, his 24th on the season, driving in his 65th run of the year. Well, see with that, the next top of the morning topic, the Cubs, again, they take on the Dodgers. The Dodgers, baby. They take them on again tonight. So, you know, first pitch is at 9:10. You got to remember, they're out west. So, you know, they're 2 hours behind us. Games usually start at 7 local time. So, yeah, it's 9 o'clock our time. So, it's going to be a late one for you. So, if you're able to stay up, good for you. All right. But I know many people have to get up and go to work. So, they won't be able to see it or won't be able to get the scores until they wake up in the morning. And that's fine. You know, it happens. You know, it happens. So, well, keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic, get rid of this one. The White Sox, baby. That's what I'm talking about. White Sox get blanked by the Guardians 5-0 on the South Side. It was their 17th shutout, or 17th time getting shut out this season. 17th time. Are you kidding me? Is that even possible? I mean, obviously it's possible, but God bless it. 17th time they've been shut out this season. It was their 113th. Hold on. I don't want to. The 113th loss of the season. I mean, I don't even know what to say. All right. According to Daryl Van Schouwen in the Sun-Times, it was the White Sox franchise record 14th loss in a row at home and 26 in their last 27 games at home. And that loss puts them on track to break the major league record of 59 losses at home, shared by the 39 Browns and the 2019 Tigers. Right now, the White Sox are 18-56 at home. They need 4 more losses at home to have that dubious distinction. The Sox are 80 games below 500, and they are within 7 games of the 1962 Mets record of 120 losses. Now, if the Sox can finish 10-6, they will avoid tying the Mets record. But I don't see them going 10-6. I just don't see them. They've lost 20 consecutive series. Man. 20 consecutive series they've lost. That hurts. Sticking with the Sox. Sox host the Guardians again today. First pitch is at 1:10 p.m. Central, so not too long after this show ends. So first pitch is 1:10 p.m. Central time. You can catch that game on NBC Sports Chicago or listen to it on their flagship ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. The probable is Matthew Boyd's going to be on the bump for Cleveland. He's 2-1 with a 2.20 ERA going up against Davis Martin, who's 0 for 3, 1-2-3, 0 for 3 with a 3.29 ERA. Not looking good. Not looking good. Not looking good. 10-6, the White Sox have to finish in order to avoid tying. They're not going to tie. They're going to blow it out of the water. It just is what it is. And we're going to talk a little bit about this as well later. But good. We're done talking about the White Sox because I don't want to get enraged. We don't want to do that. But the next top of the morning topic, the Sky. The Chicago Sky hosts the Washington Mystics tonight at Wintrust Arena. That would be a much better game to go to than the Sox, although the Sox is this afternoon. Sky hosts the Washington Mystics at Wintrust Arena. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. You can catch that game on the U2. That's WCAU, like their second channel. So the U2, get it? T-O-O, but instead of T-O-O, T-O-O. Yeah, so the Sky are in a tough position. We talked about them earlier in the show. Angel Reese is out for the Sky with the wrist injury. And then also Diamond DeShields is out. She won't be available again. This is according to Annie Costable from the Chicago Sun-Times. She says that Coach Teresa Witherspoon told reporters that shooting guard Diamond DeShields won't be available for the game Wednesday against the Mystics after spraining her right ankle Sunday. That will leave the Sky with 9. 9. Your son's been absent from school 9 times, Mrs. Bueller. That'll leave the Sky with 9 available players. Usually there's 12. 9 players. But you got to rally up. I'm sorry. Nobody cares. No one's going to complain. No one's going to, spot you some points. I mean, I'm wondering, can't they call up? I'm saying call up like there's a minor leagues. But can't they sign someone, just as a body? Like here's $3,000 for the game. You know what I mean? Like something. Just to sit on the bench. Like who do they, or are all those players in Europe right now? or all those players in Europe. I mean, I think the European schedule is a little different because I know WNBA players, some play in Europe as well. So, but maybe there are some leagues because you should be able to find somebody. Like I said, there's no G League for the WNBA, so you can't just call up players and have them on two-way contracts like you can in the NBA. So what happens? Yes, they're on a team, but they're injured. And if they're day-to-day, then they still have a roster spot. I mean, you can't. Like, there's no 10-day contracts that I know of. It's like, oh, here we go. So according to Annie Costable, the Shields injury also qualifies this guy for the WNBA's emergency hardship exception, which can be used with league approval, but team drops to fewer than 10 available players. This technically means this guy could add 2 players. Okay. And General Manager Jeff Pagliocca said, we are exploring all of our options. And here's what I said. It said, but the issue for Pagliocca, the GM, is at this stage of the game, there are very few WNBA-ready players for him to choose from. Many fringe WNBA players have already begun their overseas seasons. Yeah, just what I was saying. Damn. So, like I said, looks like they're probably going to miss the playoffs. They were tied in the 8th spot with Atlanta. Let's see where they're at now, because that'll probably fade real fast. It's unfortunate. That would have been great. No, they don't have the. Okay, so we're ahead of Atlanta. Atlanta lost another game. Okay. Well, keep losing Atlanta. I don't know. Would you want to back into the playoffs like that if you're the Sky? I don't know. I mean, as an organization, you don't care how you get there because then you can say a playoff team. We made the playoffs. Second consecutive year, third consecutive year, we made the playoffs, or we haven't missed the playoffs in how many years, whatever. So from a marketing standpoint, you can say that, but you're going to get your ass kicked by the New York Liberty. They're number 1 team in the WNBA. They're pretty damn good. King Book of World says at this point they should raffle off positions on the team for the day. Hey, so what if I identify as a woman today? Can I play for them? Sorry. I don't want to open up Pandora's box. I'm just being a funny guy. Just being a funny guy. But oh well, the Sky's going to be an interesting game tonight. Very interesting. I'll be switching back and forth. I would definitely want to see how they do. This team is to me, they're exciting. They definitely need a little more talent. I think I think they need a dead-eye 3-point shooter. Dead-eye 3-point shooter. That's what they need. And the girl they drafted in their third draft pick this year, I just can't remember her name right now. She was a dead-eye 3-point shooter, but they had no spot for her. And I'm like, how do you not have a spot for a dead-eye 3-point shooter? How do you not have a spot? How do you not make a spot? Like, you got Angel Reese. You got the Twin Towers, Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. We didn't know Kennedy Carter was going to be this good. But you figure you have these 2 girls who can rebound, these 2 ladies who can dominate the boards. You're going to need to kick it out to a 3-point shooter. Why not keep her? It blew my mind. Like, I didn't understand it. Brenda Maxwell, that was her name. Brenda Maxwell. Why not keep her? Because you got to make people pay. You need to make people pay. When people collapse on Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso and they want to crash the boards, the defensive boards, when we have the ball, we get the rebound, we need to make them pay. How you make them pay? You find the open three, you drain it. But you need dead-eye shooters because they're going to rotate. But she needs to be able to catch and shoot, a la Klay Thompson. He's the best at it. He's probably the best at catch and shooting. Remember, he had like 40 points or 40 or 50 points in one game, and he only took 7 dribbles. They counted 7 dribbles on those shots. That's what we need. A girl who just catch and shoot. Catch, shoot, drain it. Which is why Brenda Maxwell, like, she was a 3-point specialist. Why was she cut? I don't know. Maybe she's a liability defensively. Hopefully they're in contact with her. Say, hey, I hope maybe if you lose it away, get a little quicker. We can work on your quickness and your body composition. Because now, and your strength. Not that you're going to be down there banging down low, because that's, that's the top. The trees are down there. But you gotta have the game. The NBA and the WNBA game has changed, and no, there's still a lot of physical play down there, which is why Angel Reese has all those double doubles. But if you can stretch that, you can stretch the defense with a dead-eye 3-point shooter. It makes it so much easier for the people to work down low, for Angel Reese to go down there, for Camila Cardoso to be down there. And that's what they need. I don't know. And I hope this GM gets that 3-point shooter. And you're going to have to, and here's where you can go with it. Dana Evans has requested a trade. All right, Dana Evans was the point guard before Kennedy Carter. Now, I don't know if you want to get rid of her, because you can back up Kennedy Carter. But to replace her, you may want to get a dead-eye 3-point shooter. You may want to. That's the way the professional game is going now. Oh, King Booker World says, I was talking about the Sox raffle off positions. When the King Booker World said at this point they should raffle off positions on the team for the day, he was talking about the White Sox. King Booker World says, hell, the Sky are 10 times more exciting to watch. I don't disagree with you, Papa. I can't argue that one. What does Sky need? Well, let's finish it up. Next top of the morning topic, the Bears. Yeah, baby. The Bears. Back at practice today to start their prep for Sunday's game against the Houston Texans. They're on Sunday Night Football. Steve-O. Kickoff is at 7:20. On NBC. Fix that up real quick. Sunday Night Football, 7:20 is kickoff. Only game on the docket. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. You have definitely the best quarterback out of the draft class last year in C.J. Stroud, with some help, a lot of help on defense. Will Anderson, Daniel Hunter. You got Tank Dell on offense. And I just forgot who their running back is. Forgot who their running back is now. Joe Mixon. So going up against the quarterback people think was the best quarterback in this year's draft. He is, they struggled. The offensive line struggled with a lot of pressure up the middle. And now this week, you're getting a lot of pressure on the outside. All right, Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, as I mentioned earlier in the show, these two guys get after it. We know Danielle Hunter firsthand. We see him twice a year. we would see him twice a year when he was with Minnesota. Remember? Yeah. So we've seen what he can do. We know what he can do. And we saw Will Anderson have a good season last year, his rookie season. Now he's back. Man. We got a big game. There we go. We got a big game coming up. It's huge. Huge. No, NBC 5. Steve-O. All right. Sorry. Yeah, it's a big game. And like I said, we're the only one on the docket. Last game of the night. I can't wait. Under the lights. Here's a good test. And we've said it all along. We looked at the schedule and like, this is a good test for this Bears team. King Booker World says, for some reason, I don't feel like this is a loss. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. They got their offense coming back. All right, they added Danielle Hunter. The most important thing, they got their offensive coordinator back. Bobby Slowick is back. I thought he was going to get a head coaching gig. I was praying he'd get a head coaching gig. But he's back. And I'm assuming that they're going to be a lot more comfortable. The familiarity. He's not learning a new offense anymore. Tank Dell and those receivers, they're not learning a new offense anymore. All right, they should be comfortable. Should be. Then you add Joe Mixon to the mix. Russell Webster checking in. Good morning, Bob. He says Houston, 42-10 Houston. Woo. Okay. Don't forget, our defense, our secondary is the strongest part of our defense. The best part of our defense. So you're going against mano a mano. Can they do it? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. But I think it's a great matchup. Unfortunately, we're a little undermanned. So here's where I think Cole Kmet needs to get more involved. Here's where I think the run game needs to get more action. And it's a lot easier when you have great defensive ends as opposed to great defensive tackles to run against. It's much easier. Not easy, but much easier than running against guys with stout interior defenders, as we saw last week. So they're up there, and then we're gonna do so without Roma Dunze. The next top of the morning topic: Roma Dunze is out. Oh, I shouldn't say he's out. Let me take that back. He has a strained MCL, doubtful, but he could play. But my question is, why play him? Why? So if he hurts, if he gets it, if he re-aggravates it or makes it worse, now he's out longer? Like I just don't think it makes sense to, in the second game of your NFL career, to go out there and play. He's going to want to play. Hell, last year he had a punctured lung and was back the next week. So this guy's tough. But discretion is the better part of valor. You got 16 games left, Papa. And I think the Bears brass going to be like, nah, homie. The Bears brass better be like, nah, homie. You're going to sit this one out. Because we got 16 games. If you don't play this one, 15 games left. If he plays next week, it'll be a 2-week break from when he last played and got hurt till his next. And maybe he's there. And maybe he'll need another week. But I want him for the long haul. I don't want to have him for one game and then he's out for 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 games. No. Roma Dunze is too valuable to this team. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. All right. On the other side of the break, we're going to continue with our Bears talk with my guest. What's wrong with me? Stuck in a Thackotash. I can't even speak this morning. With my next guest, Beth, Mr. Elmore. And we're going to talk. I'm looking forward to it because there's a lot of questions I want to ask her about this offensive line, about the secondary going up against his wide receivers. It's going to be a great combo. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Stonehouse with pressure, a block! It's scooped up by the Bears! Back the other way! Jonathan Owens! Touchdown, Chicago! Levis, down he goes. Gervon closes the drive. Won a couple of titles, but now getting a major opportunity with Tennessee. Williams trying to find an alley. Still on the move, is going to have to take off, and he'll run for the first down. Now Santos from 50. One of the best kickers in the NFL in a matchup of 2 of the great kickers in the NFL.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those were our Bears, baby. Bear down. Whew. Speaking of bear down, oh, that's a great segue. I just alley-ooped it to myself. I threw it off the backboard. My next guest is a good friend of the program. She covers the Bears for Heavy.com and Bear Report. And she's wearing an awesome throwback T-shirt. Oh, I gotta ask her about this. That is dope. You can find her on Twitter at BearDownBeth. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Beth Mishler Elmore.
Hey, Shawn.
Beth, good morning.
You like the Expo shirt, I hear.
Love it. Love it.
They were one of my favorite teams as a kid. I mean, before they were in Chicago, like Andre Dawson, Tim Raines, they were in Montreal. When I was Carter. I just like for some reason, and I always did love this logo. So yeah, Larry Walker.
Larry Walker. Yes.
All kinds of good stuff up there.
Man, and it's unfortunate that they're no longer with us. But where are they, the Rockies or the Nationals? Where are they?
I'm not sure though.
Yeah. So that's. But if we ever expand back into Canada, Montreal definitely needs a team. Well.
Absolutely.
Beth, as we talked about yesterday, our Bears are undefeated preseason.
Take it.
Big win yesterday. Big win on Sunday. Give me your thoughts. On the week 1 victory without an offensive touchdown, but with special teams and a pick 6.
I mean, didn't it? I don't know about you, but it took me back to like 2006. I mean, minus the 4, 5, 6 interceptions from the quarterback. The offense just clearly wasn't getting it done. Caleb was clearly struggling. And this was a game that I think last year, the year before, the Bears would have lost. And it just felt like the defense lifted them up to where they needed to be. Special teams made a play. How good did it feel to watch a special teams touchdown again? Like that, it's been too long, especially on a block punt. I think it was like 2012. So it was the last time that the Bears had a successful blocked return for a touchdown. So it was fun to watch despite the struggles. You just kind of think that you just kind of got to expect that, you kind of got to be patient. Caleb's probably going to have a few more bad games at least. So bear down. Let's go. I think the defense has got his back. They seem to feel like he's got his back. There were Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson after the game, went up to him even on camera and off camera, we got your back 18. And it's just good to see. I feel like the team's got his back and I think he's going to be fine. I'm not too worried about Caleb. I think the overthrows were kind of just nerves.
Yeah, from a guy who said he didn't get nervous, I didn't buy it. Every time you step up a level, it's different, and the speed is different. He overthrew Keenan Allen down the left sideline one time. He had him in the hole in a cover 2, behind the corner in front of the safety. He missed that one. One he bounced to DJ.
Yeah.
He missed Rome coming across. There was a little confusion. Another one, but there was a little confusion. But still, I just think he was nervous. And it's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But the biggest problem that I had was the offensive line. Talk to me about that. I mean, and let's not forget, Devondre Sweat is a freak of nature, as my guy King Booker World said, and he's going to cause problems for whoever goes up against him. And unfortunately for us last week, it was us. And man, he caused a lot of problems.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of what you were saying before the break about just Tennessee having a fearsome with Simmons and Sweat. That's just a 1-2 combo that not a lot of teams have in the interior. And I think coming out of the gate with an offensive line that hasn't gotten a lot of snaps together, with an offensive line that hasn't played together a lot, those struggles, I think, were to be expected a little bit. And I think the combination of the two resulted in some pretty messy plays, especially from Coleman Shelton. Didn't have a great game. I kind of hoped he'd play a little bit better. And then, kind of having a revolving door at right guard isn't ideal. So hopefully they decide between Nate Davis and Ryan Bates, and hopefully Nate Davis can play well enough and can stay healthy, because I think he plays well when he's healthy. He can just stay there, and then maybe Ryan Bates can move to center if Coleman Shelton continues to struggle, and then that would be that. But the whole center competition never really got underway because of Nate Davis's injuries, and so the Bears line has been kind of hodgepodge throughout training camp, throughout the preseason, and it didn't really surprise me to see him struggle. I kind of, at least Caleb didn't get hurt. That's kind of a plus too. I mean, geez, with some of those plays, he does have to stop running far back, losing 19 yards on one play. But
those defensive linemen aren't from Oregon or from Utah.
They are not.
They are not. Definitely, they are not. These guys are a hell of a lot bigger and a hell of a lot faster and quicker. And that comes to mind. I mean, let me ask you this question. because I was very adamant about them playing more in the preseason.
Yeah.
I said they should have played in the All-Star, in the Hall of Fame game, even if it was a series or two, just to get game ready.
Yep.
First series and you're out. 3 and out. Okay, well, guess what? You dress for 3, practice, you prepared for 3 hours, and you're playing, 47 seconds. Too bad. We'll go at it next week. To game 2 and 3, fine. But then game 4, I get it. I know that's the game for the back of the roster people, but damn it, this offense, this quarterback needs as many many reps as he live reps as he could get, and they didn't do it. I was very adamant about it, and I wonder if they're not going to have to worry about it next year because they're going to have all the snaps they need. But I think, how big of an issue do you think it was? Because as you can tell, I think it was a big issue. How big of an issue do you think it was that they didn't play game 1 or game 4?
I don't think it was insignificant. I think it was a definite issue. I think too, part of why it was an issue, at least for me, is because it happened last year as well. And I kind of hope Matt Eberflus would learn a little bit from it, because last year and even the year before, they came out dead ass. And that's, you don't want to see them down 17-0 at the half, or 17-3 at the half, no matter who they're playing. And I definitely think more reps are always good reps, right? And I mean, I absolutely agree. You don't want to put them on the field at the Hall of Fame game for long. I mean, but a series, maybe 2 max, that would have been just fine. I mean, I don't think that would have hurt anybody. And I think that, it just kind of seems to differ from franchise to franchise anymore. But a lot of the more successful teams that come out ready to go, like Kansas City, play their starters more in the preseason. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they start the season on a better note.
I don't either. And the only way you can, and I get the joint practices that they had with the Bengals, and that's cool. But again, it's not a game.
Right.
It's not a game.
Not a game.
And you get good reps. Don't get me wrong. You get great reps. You get, because it's somebody different. It's not the same dude you've been beating up for the last 2.5 weeks. It's phenomenal. Someone different. You use, he has different skill sets, but it's still not a game.
Yeah.
And I would have loved that. That combined with the joint practice against the Bengals would have been awesome. Like, come on. So I really hope that they take a look at that next year. And I get it. You don't want to hurt Caleb, but you can get hurt on the fourth play of the season and be out for the season, like the guy in New York last year. So it's just Aaron or something. I forgot his last name. But it's going to happen. So you know what? Get out there. That was my whole thing. A couple of times he looked like he had happy feet, a little bit. But I mean, it's when you get pressure up the middle, Lord have mercy. That's the worst place that a quarterback can get pressure. They hate it up, when pressure's up the middle. Talk to me a little bit about this running game. All right, we couldn't get it on track. How important is that for Caleb and the crew moving forward next week?
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, when your leading rusher has 30 yards to end the game, that is far from ideal. And DeAndre Swift showed some moves throughout the preseason, and even just a little bit on that pass play. Like, he hurdled a human man. That's, that type of stuff doesn't occur in Bears land that often. Like, at least when we're on the receiving end of the cheering of that, like, hey, our player did that. I think they need to give Khalil Herbert the ball a little bit more and not really worry about getting Velus reps. I was kind of baffled by the few touches. There were a few players that didn't play as much as I thought. Cole Kmet, Khalil Herbert, as much as I thought they should have. And with Rashawn Johnson kind of
dinged up. Yeah, he wasn't dressed.
Herbert and Swift would make a heck of a 1-2 punch. I don't know why we're not, calling more run plays. But hopefully Shane Waldron does that. Against the Texans, it's going to be tough. But like you said, they don't have as strong of an interior, so maybe we can attack them a little bit more in the run game.
Yeah, and you know what? I agree. And you can always. It's a lot easier to run when you got good defensive ends as opposed to good interior, because the interior just destroys everything, and it makes you bounce outside, and maybe not be able to cut back. So it's just a whole bunch of different problems, and it's easier on the outside. So hopefully that works. Talk to me a little bit what you want to see with these wide receivers. Oh, forgot 2 of them might be out. So that's a huge thing. Keenan Allen's heel and the MCL for Rome. I personally hope Rome doesn't play.
No.
All right. I just don't think it's game 2 in your pro career. You need to be a hero. So if Keenan Allen plays, how effective will it be? How's his pass game going to be then? I mean, they're going to say, hey, Cole, we didn't really mean to ignore you last week, but we really need you this week. How do you think this pass game is going to develop?
I think it's going to be more reliant on tight ends and running backs this time around. I think, at least against the Texans, I think they're going to get Kmet and Herbert a little bit more involved. I think, too, part of last week, I think Shane Waldron's game plan was kind of like Shane Waldron, I think, and Caleb Williams were kind of going through the same thing with like a little bit of nerves, a little bit of trying to figure out what'll work, what won't. And some of his personnel combos were a little wonky. And I was also baffled by the Tyler Scott being inactive because he played pretty well throughout the preseason. And so hopefully if and when they incorporate receivers, I'd like to see them get him involved a little bit more, especially now with Rome, who I don't want to see play at all right now until he's absolutely ready. And I don't want to see Velus really on the field for a game or two. I'm just kind of traumatized right now.
Get your ass in the corner, Velus.
Right. He's had quite a few opportunities, and every time he goes on the field, it's just like you're white knuckling it. You don't want that. So, but yeah, I think against the Texans particularly, they're going to be focusing more on the run and tight ends, particularly Kmet. But I think too, I'd like to see them get Tyler Scott more involved. Maybe a few jet sweeps, a few quick outs, just something to kind of get him into the game, and then maybe take a long shot or two, because he's a deep threat. I mean, he's if he can hold on to the ball, I think he just needs one of those plays to make a huge play. And if he can get one of those under his belt, I think that could really kind of skyrocket him.
Yeah, that could change him. You know, that one play.
Yep.
Can really do wonders for his confidence.
Yep.
And not just his confidence, but the confidence of the quarterback and the team when they go to him. Because Velus, I'm still rooting for him, but I agree with you. Like, even if he was, I mean, he'll probably be dressed this week because Rome most likely won't be. But I'm like, homie, unless something really, really bad happens and Keenan can't play and DJ can't play, like, you ain't gonna see the field, And I get it. I get it. He's a 3rd round pick, and you don't want to look silly, but man, he looks silly kicking a damn ball. After it went through his arms on a kickoff, and it's just like, as a coach, like, you can't even yet. First of all, I'm not even mad at him.
Right.
I'm mad at the coaches.
Right.
He showed you who he was last year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He showed you who he was last year, and the only time I'd put him in, I would have. If you wanted to work on it. If you're up, if it's a blowout, you're up by a lot or you're down by a lot. So either way, it's not going to matter. But when you put him in that situation, that could have changed the game. So that's a coaching issue. That's what that pissed me off as a coach. The first person I was yelling at was Eberflus. Like, why do you put this Joker in? So
absolutely,
you got to go sit in the corner.
Sorry, I was just thinking it had shades of. It reminded me a little bit of Cody Parkey. I mean, he missed how many kicks during the regular season and was still around, and then you were going to be surprised when he missed the kick that mattered most. And that was on the coaches for keeping him around. And so hopefully we don't have to watch Velus make any more mistakes. He can either get it together or go to another team. I don't know. Poles didn't, 4th round pick wasn't enough. It was just, he didn't want to take for anything less than that, which kind of blows my mind a little bit, but yeah.
Guys, we're joined by Beth Mishler Elmore. She covers the Bears for Bear Report and Heavy.com, talking Bears football here with me on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. My guy Cornelius says, I'm not giving up on V12 just yet. Just don't let them return punts or kickoffs. Yeah, I agree. But right now, I agree. But right now, I'm just upset with them. Like, just go in the corner.
Yeah,
just go in the corner.
Sit this one out.
Break glass in case of emergency. We need another running back. Okay, then we'll let you dress. But you're probably not going to see the field because I got Khalil Herbert should get more touches, more tick, along with DeAndre Swift. So So, not done with him yet, but Lord, I am very close.
Yeah, I mean, too. He said he was being lackadaisical, and it's just kind of like, man, you can't afford to do that at this level. You can't afford to do that in the regular season on any play, anytime ever. And that kind of was just like, I didn't like hearing that, but.
How you can say that they're lackadaisical on an NFL field?
Yeah, that's what he said, and that bothered me too, because I'm like, well, why? How? After everything, you got lackadaisical after your mistake-ridden previous years? But
to this point, yeah, There's no, yeah, that's open mouth,
Yeah.
insert foot. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Talk to me a little bit about this defense. They gave up a little bit early, 17 points. However, after halftime, they pitched a shutout. After halftime, they turned up the intensity. After halftime, they got a couple turnovers. One, why do you think they waited until halftime? And two, will they get off to a slow start this week, or will the uptick in competition really bring out the best of them early?
It's hard to say this week. I think it took until halftime. Part of it was rust, I think, just kind of naturally. And I think the other part of it is just kind of the coaches making adjustments, right? Will Levis was
What are those? What are
right.
those?
We're not used to seeing those in Chicago either. So he and I guess, they say that the vibe was calm, but they weren't flipping out, but they were focused, which is good. But yeah, I think in terms of, I think they just buckled down and are like, all right, too, like this offense isn't doing anything. We got a rookie, like, let's effing go. And they went. And they had 8 tackles for loss, I think, that game, which was really nice to see them be pests in the backfield because they didn't, they were just being disruptive as hell. And I loved it. But CJ Stroud is a different beast. And I have a feeling he's going to try and go for a couple big plays early. I don't know if they're going to hit him or not. Jalen better be ready. Jalen Johnson, I think, has definitely made a name for himself as one of the best cornerbacks in the league, top 2, in my opinion. And I think he's going to have his hands full. But this coming week, if he can hold like Stephon Diggs and company like down a little bit early, that could really make a big difference and help the Bears and get settled in on both sides of the ball. So I have a feeling the Texans are really going to try and go for big plays early on this day. I think they're going to try and test Jalen. I think CJ Stroud is a fearless young man, and I don't think he's scared of anybody. And I think he's going to try to like make a point and go after some of the Bears' best players because I've seen him do it before. So I hope they're ready. And if they are, it's going to be a hell of a game. If they're not, it could get ugly fast.
There's 2 things I want to. I want a pass rush. Okay, I want to see Sweat. Really, I want to see Taylor continue what he started because he's the next person I'm going to ask you about, and I want to see Gervon Dexter. He had a sack as well in there. Yeah. Right? I need to see that. I need to see more of that. This is a playoff team from last year. It's a good team from last year. It's a early, but nonetheless, it is a measuring stick for where you are. Right? You have a playoff team. It's not like they added 35 new guys. No, they did add Danielle Hunter. They added Mixon and Stephon Diggs. So they added a couple to up the talent on that roster. If you can come out and take this one in Houston, you should be feeling pretty good about yourself, okay, and where you can go toward the season. But I want to see some pressure. I also want to see some physicality. All right, Beth, I'll even take a 15-yard penalty. If you come across and you happen to hit someone under the chin, all right, and he takes a while to get up, and they give you 15 yards, I'll take that God blessed 15 yards because you know what? That dude's thinking about, I don't know if I want to go back across that middle again because there's something about self-preservation in that kicks in. I want the Bears to be a lot more physical this week on those receivers, all right? And if you're going to catch some passes, of course, but I want the first guy to hold them up, second guy clean them up, hold them up, clean them up. And don't let them go down. After they get hit, they're going to want to fall out. No. You're taking his beating, and I think that's the way the Bears could really affect this game because I want them to be physical. And I want them to send a message to them and everybody else. Indianapolis, you're next. We'll get to you next week. Don't worry about it. But just watch this game and let them know that Alec Pierce. I know you're from the Chicagoland area, grew up rooting for the Bears, but you're about to get some of this smoke too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, along with that, I think stopping Joe Mixon would be huge. He had a huge game last week, 156 or something like that yards on the ground. Just ridiculous. And if they can kind of contain him, that'd be huge. That'd be huge. And so I'm looking for, like you said, Dexter had a pretty good game. He had a sack. He was getting, he was disruptive, getting in the backfield. I hope to see more of that. And yeah, Darrell Taylor, that was a surprise, a pleasant surprise. We didn't quite know what we were going to get from him, and it was just kind of an FU performance to the Seahawks and a hey Chicago, it was just like I'm welcome here, right? And it was just like 2 sacks. He got the crowd going. I mean, it was incredible having that new guy in there making these plays. It was just kind of like if this can continue, man, we don't have to worry about going and finding somebody else. We can draft a young pass rusher and not worry about it in free agency and focus on getting that line right finally. Offensive.
Yeah, I was very impressed with him.
Yeah.
I think he took advantage of that situation. All right. And it happens a lot, when someone takes a chance on you and you just show out. And I hope he doesn't come back to earth. I hope he continues to play at that level. But that was the book on him anyway. His motor, he has a motor that doesn't stop. So I just need him to continue that, because if he continues that, you can't keep giving up the backside, the weak end, because you're focusing on Sweat. You can't keep giving up if you're a team, giving up 2 sacks to the other guy, right? There's no way. You're gonna have to. You can't stop double teaming Sweat, because there's gonna be an issue. So you're gonna have to leave another guy in for this guy, or at least chip him, and that slows you down on the route. So he's making it a lot easier for this defense with what he's doing, and I like that. I like his motor. I like his tenacity of just getting after it. And I think that's going to be huge. You talked about Joe Mixon stopping him. Talk to me about these linebackers, because if they're going to stop Joe Mixon from running, these linebackers are going to have a huge game. Because, I mean, TJ Edwards, he only had like 37 tackles on Sunday. Lord have mercy, that dude is everywhere.
He about had as many tackles as Bears had rushing yards. He's I love TJ Edwards. I think he's going to be one of the team's better free agent signings in a very long time. And I think together with Tremaine Edmonds and Jack Sanborn, the Bears have one of the best trios in the league. And I think I think absolutely they're going to be covering Joe Mixon in the short passing game quite well. Tremaine Edmonds got those long ass arms. And I think he's going to be making plays all over the field against Mixon. I don't think he's gonna lose a step like against that. Mixon's quick, but he's not, I don't think, like an all-pro level or anything. So I think Edmonds is gonna have a hell of a game, and I think TJ Edwards is just gonna continue being a bomb-ass Bear. Like, he is just so fun to watch. He flies all over the field. He's hard-hitting. He's always where he follows the ball. He's always where he needs to be. And so, I'm not too. That's why I think the Bears have a good chance of kind of containing Mixon, because between those linebackers and the way that Montez Sweat and Darrell Taylor have been playing, I think the line and the middle is going to be pretty solid, and then the secondary has been awesome. So that defense, man, it's been really fun to watch over the preseason. Even the backups and the third strings, everybody was just going, and I was so glad to see Daniel Hardy make the roster. He made an impact right away on special teams. I mean, it was fun to see too. Like, shout out to the Bears special teams, right? We got. He hates it, but the crocodile punter, that's fun. Like, we got a punter who is really, really good at placing the ball. It's just incredible. And now we got, decent returners, not Bayless. Sorry. But then also, like, if Jonathan Owens making the play, I mean, that was an athletic play on the ball, get it into the end zone. I mean, we've got some characters, we got some personalities, and everybody seems to be just working hard, ball into the wall. And it's really fun to see, because they seem to be just kind of thriving and kind of, making each other better right in front of our eyes.
If iron sharpens iron was people, this is what the Bears are. Iron sharpening iron. They've done that all preseason, all training camp, talking shit, defense, offense, and and that's what makes a good team. Because you want to know, especially the defense. Like, the defense knows where they're at. They're upper level, upper echelon. They're top 2, and they're probably not number 2. And you want to talk shit to the team, your offense, because if they're successful, one, if they can deal with the trash talk, and 2, be successful, then you have no qualms going into a game. Like, they can handle the trash talk. They can handle adversity. They can handle all this, because we give it to them every day. And this is the whole, again, iron sharpening iron phenomenon that I love. Talk to me about Coach Eberflus. They made adjustments at halftime. They kind of went like a wide 9, so they spread out their ends a little more. He brought a little more pressure. He showed a little more. What do you think they have to do this week? Because they have film, right? They have film. So they didn't have film on a Callahan Tennessee Titan team. They didn't have film, right? Because he came over from Cincy. I think that was one of the big reasons as well. It took them to halftime and say, okay, good. Here's what they're doing. Let's do this. All right. They have film on CJ Stroud and Tank Dell. Okay. They have the defensive tape from last year. What do you think how do you think Eberflus goes about attacking CJ Stroud or this offense? Because Joe Mixon's there now. How do you think he goes about attacking this offense to start the game and now having to wait until the second half?
I hope he blitzes quite a bit. I hope him and Eric Washington, I forget which preseason game it was, if it was against the Bengals or the third game, but there were just blitzes galore, and it was very effective. And I think CJ Stroud, while effective under pressure, the more uncomfortable you can make him, the better. And I think, it's like you said earlier, get in his face, push him to the ground, even if it's like a roughing the passer penalty on the quarterback. Don't be dirty, but give him a little,
yeah,
give him a little hit. Let him know you're here. Let him know that you're the Chicago Bears and these are the monsters of Midway again. Like, I think that's what they need to do. They need to punch him in the mouth, and they need to go after CJ Stroud on every play. They need to be aggressive. Constantly aggressive. There are a few times where, I think Eberflus just kind of is a little passive as a play caller. Not often, but once in a while. And I noticed some changes in game one, and he was a lot more aggressive. And so I hope that continues. And he also went for it on fourth down a couple times, which he has not done in the past. And that's telling me that he's not only learning from his mistakes, but he also has more confidence in his quarterback. So I hope,
and his defense
and his defense, right? And so I hope he stays confident and aggressive. And if he does, I think the Bears have a chance to upset the Texans. Although I'm probably going to pick the Texans because the Bears are a little bit overmatched talent wise, but and because CJ Stroud could probably outduel Caleb Williams at this point. But if they can make it, like, again, make CJ Stroud have a bad game, give him his worst game as a pro. Why not you, Bears?
Guys, we're joined by Beth Mishler Elmore, covers the Bears for Heavy.com and Bear Report. Talking Bears football here with me, Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Shane Waldron had a rough day, all right, just like Caleb did. But Shane Waldron is also known to be a guy who can morph and change and adjust very, very easily. What adjustments do you think he's going to make with this offense? Because they have, I know that we talked about it earlier. They're probably going to be down two receivers, but that doesn't mean you have all the weapons on the sideline. You still have a lot of capable players and dangerous players on this offense. What do you think Shane Waldron is going to do this week? One with Caleb, but two with the whole offense.
I think maybe a little bit more 12 personnel, a little bit more tight ends, getting Kmet involved a little bit more. Gerald Everett was involved a lot last week. I think they're both going to be involved this week. I could see a little more 12-man, and then also give it to DeAndre Swift more. I think he's going to incorporate the running backs more. I think Khalil Herbert having a few carries isn't going to, plus with how Bayless performed, I think he's going to kind of try and boost the running game a little bit as well. But I think, too, he's got to consider what's going on with the offensive line and who's starting there. We still don't know. Is Coleman Shelton going to start again this week? I'm not positive at center. I think he is, but
we'll find out. We got to see how they play.
So I think that could affect it. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking so far.
I hope so. I hope. I want him to start throw. Really, I was a little annoyed. I wanted that short game to be. I wanted to kill him with the short game.
Yeah.
Give me a hitch. Give me a slant. Give me a curl. Give me some crossing routes. Just 3-step and throw. 5 steps and throw. I don't want too many 5 and 7-step drops where you're bouncing and waiting for the routes to develop, because that can lead to bad things.
Yep.
I want 3 steps. I want this in this stage of his career and of the season. I want that short game to get stuck on automatic, where if it's 4th and 1, boom, quick out to, like he did to Keenan Allen on that 4th and 1. Beautiful. All right, big guy. He placed it. Well, it could have been better. He hit on the back number, but nonetheless, still completed it, moved the chains. I want to see that.
Yep.
I want to see him getting that rhythm, because at that point, double moves are going to be really, really dangerous against the Texans. Because Indianapolis, they had 3 plays of over 50 yards, 3 passes of over 50 yards against us. So that's telling you that they're vulnerable, but that doesn't mean go after them right away. That means soften them up. If you establish this run, and you beat them, and they're forced to bring somebody else down to stop it, it's going to make those big plays even easier to make. And that's what I hope Shane Waldron does. And if you establish that short to intermediate game, the confidence for Caleb is going to go up. It's going to go up. So when it's time to take a shot deep, he's not going to underthrow. He's not going to miss him in the slot like he did Keenan Allen or bounce a pass to DJ Moore. I think he's going to have a full, going to be on 110. And that's what I hope Shane Waldron does, because if he does, then I think this team, we got a great shot to go out of there, not steal a victory, literally take it.
I like how you think. Hey, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid so long, I'm probably going to give myself the diabetes here. So I would love it. I mean, no one would see the Bears starting out 2-0. So I think they could absolutely take this game and surprise a lot of people. Caleb is going to have to play well. He's going to have to take care of the ball again. But he did. I was pleasantly surprised that he did not lose us the game. Will Levis, on the other hand,
did.
Yeah. So I'll take it.
And you know what? And I'd said that before, Beth. I'm like, I want him to be a game manager. And Eberflus has basically said the same thing. Rely on your guys. Rely on your guys. He even used a basketball metaphor, like a point guard. Get everybody else involved. And I had his head coach in high school and I went to college together, really good friends. So I had him on the day after the draft. They were still in Detroit. And I asked him, I said, what's going to happen if they want to run the ball a lot and take it out of his hands? And, and he said, you know what? He goes, in high school, we threw the ball 40 times a game and he was happy. He goes, and we also threw it 15 times a game and he was happy. The kid just wants to win. And I'm like, okay, so as long as he's cool with that, like, here's how we're going to win. And it does. And he did say that one time, he's like, I'm not here to wow you with stats. He said, I'm here to win. And as long as he continues to have that mentality, I don't give a shit if you're going to be a game manager for year 1 and 2,
Absolutely.
because the talent, and everybody knows I'm a Justin guy. And it's not that I didn't think Caleb was talented. Caleb is overly talented. I want him to know his role. And if you're not ready yet, don't force it, because when you're ready, you'll know.
Absolutely.
And that's where Shane needs to say, hey, listen, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And once he's ready, he'll know. The offense will know. And then once he's ready, Lord have mercy, this guy, he's talented. He's talented.
He is. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders too. So
very good head. Last question before we let you go. What do you think they're going to do? I guess it's a dual question. What do you think they're going to do about the tip passes this year and moving forward?
That's a problem. Hopefully he can change his arm motion a little bit, change it up a little bit. Caleb is very talented and he's also very good at correcting his mistakes. So hopefully he can get that corrected. I don't know who he's working with mechanics wise, other than, Kerry Joseph, but hopefully they can take a look at that, because he's shorter too. He's on the shorter side. So I think to some extent that's going to happen once in a while, but it happened way too much. So hopefully he can, like you said, his short passing game will help that a little bit too. But quick out, like get the ball out a little bit quicker. But too, they were trying to force him in the pocket and keep him there, and they were waiting there with arms wide open when he stayed there. So I'm not really sure, because I don't know too much about quarterback mechanics. But man, he's got to work on that. And I do have confidence in Caleb, though. He's a very hard worker, and he's got a really good head on his shoulders, and he knows when he makes mistakes, problem is a problem. So hopefully he can get that corrected.
From what I saw about, he needs to, and this is what Justin did, and this is what a lot of quarterbacks do, is because you're in a shotgun and you have a 3-step drop, you're just like 1, 2, 3. You still got to get your good 3-step drop back. All right. You got to get back with a sense of urgency. And he wasn't doing that. And that was evident. I yelled, I complained and bitched and moaned about Justin last year for doing that. And he's doing the same thing. When your 3-step drop, that first step, once you catch it, can't just be a plant step, a twist and plant. And basically you're in the same spot. That first step has to propel you back out of your original stance. It buys you time. And especially because of the fact that you're 6'1" and 2/8 or a quarter and then 3/8, you're a lot shorter than most legit, the prototypical quarterback. So you need that separation, and that falls on coaching. All right, you see my shirt; it says "Coaching Matter." We all know this. All right, that falls on Kerry Joseph to get his ass back in practice, because It looked like he missed one to Keenan, where Keenan had a chance. He had a good shot of scoring, and he missed one on a third down where Roman Dunze is coming across, and he missed it because there was a little too much congestion here. If he was literally one bigger step back, he hits that, and then Rome's able to run and do whatever he is able to do. So I hope that is addressed in practice this week, because if it is, then that's one less thing. One of my coaching colleagues says, I've said it a million times, if you take care of all the little things, there are no big things. And that proper drop back is a little thing. Yes, footwork is a little thing, but God, is it so huge. So, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see them adjust, because we saw the adjustments from first half to second half. What are the adjustments going to be from week 1 to week 2? And that's where you make the biggest adjustment, because now you see what you have, what you don't have, what works, what don't work, who's good, who's not good. So, man, I'm looking forward to this staff that actually makes adjustments. Blow my freaking mind. Holy, like an actual NFL, like an actual NFL coaching staff. What the hell is that all about?
It's kind of it's fun, isn't it?
It is. It is so fun. Beth, great stuff. I appreciate it. Do me a big favor, though, before you go. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Bear Report, or you can find me on heavy.com, or Heavy on Bears. It's our page. We have a Facebook page, and my work's also on Heavy. So
awesome stuff. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch soon, and bear the freak down.
Bear down, guys. Have a good one, Shawn.
From Beth. I love it. Have a great one. Guys, that's Beth, Mr. Elmore, who covers the Bears for the Bear Report and for Heavy.com. Great stuff. I'm telling you, this is why I got into this. All right. Football is my life. Football is my life. All right. I've been playing football. I played football for 30 seasons. All right. From 10, St. Rita Grammar School. I retired when I was 40 with the Chicago Thunder. Okay. I love talking football. I will not lead you astray. And I see things that many people don't. Little things. And this is why we're probably going to create another show where it's just all Bears. Where it's just going to be all Bears. All right. We're working on it right now. And yeah, we got some other stuff. But I digress. King Booker World says, I actually feel better with the O-line this week with the tackles for the played well for the Bears. They did, but they didn't have the studs. They didn't face the studs that the tackles are going to face this week. The tackles didn't face the people that they're going to face this week. That's the thing that worries me. That's the thing that I don't say worries. That's the things that I have concerns over. All right. Patty says your shows are always so great. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate it. You're going to make me blush. Stop it. No, keep going. Yeah, the Bears should be able to run the ball this week. Cornelius Squall says, I don't think the Texans O-line is as good as the first round picks. Okay. Here's the thing. Well, Houston, since we're playing them, they gave up a lot of points. We have the chance to get to score a lot of points. Now, the thing for me is don't say, oh, they gave a lot of points in the past. We're going to go pass. No. Run. Okay? I want them to attack the body. Run. And when they want to sneak somebody down, boom, now you go after the head. King Booker World, you're right. He said, right. He's talking about Darnell Wright, the right tackle for the Bears. Scott Anderson, he handled him before. When they were in college, he handled him big time. Cornelius Squalls agrees. Darnell Wright never had a problem with Will Anderson in college. No, he did not. He's not in college anymore, though. I'm sure he's picked up a few tricks. Just like I hope Darnell Wright has picked up a few tricks. All right. So I hope they wash each other out. I hope he cancels out Will Anderson. Now we got to work on Daniil Hunter. Yeah. Oh, I remember that because we were talking about it. When we drafted Darnell Wright, I was talking about, because remember they drafted Will Anderson number 2. I'm like, or their second first round pick. I'm like, or immediately after, it was a back-to-back picks. And I'm like, yeah, but Darnell Wright had him. And then we looked at some other stuff, and yeah, he did. King Booker World says Texas only won by 2 points. There should be at least 30 rushes this game. I couldn't agree more. Like, right, here's what I think. You give me 12 to 15 carries for DeAndre Swift. Give me 10 to 15 carries for Khalil Herbert. Those are the only 2 you need. Sorry, Velas. Maybe give him 3 to 5 carries. But I need those 2 doing the work. I need those 2 getting 25 to 30 carries between those 2. You talk about 30 carries, King Booker World? Give me those 2 jokers. Give me 25 to 30 carries, and we'll be okay. We will be okay. Tevin had a rough time against Kevondre Sweat. I think Tevin has to have and will have a bounce-back game. I think Tevin is really, really, really annoyed and really pissed off at how poorly he played. He understands this is a contract year. And just think, had he been able to deal with and neutralize Sweat, okay? Kevondre Sweat. 1, his confidence would be even higher than it is. But 2, his negotiating power would be he would have gained a lot of leverage. All right. We have to look at the financial aspects of it as well. Okay. The financial motivation. You just had a baby. All right. You're used to living a certain lifestyle. You need to go out there and say, hey, and it's not like I'm asking you to play above your head. You know what I mean? I think Tevin just needs to get confidence in himself. And if he does, I think it's a good week for him to get back on track. This is a good week. King Booker World says, Tevin is one guy went on the field, no worries. But Sweat is something different. I don't think no one can stop that kid. No, I think he's going to be a problem. But that's why I said if he was able to handle him a good majority of the time, not every time, because that kid is a freak of nature, but a good number of times, then all of a sudden his leverage goes up. And you know what? This is a measuring stick because he's a rookie. Devondre Sweat's a rookie. Tevin, you're a 4th-year guy. Okay? There's some pride's got to come in there. All right? You should be licking your wounds right now and say, who's next? Because you're going to get it. And if I ever face this Devondre Sweat dude again, it's going to be another story. But since we don't play him the rest of the year, he's in a different conference. Whoever's next is getting it. And I hope that's his mindset. Because your middle 3, your 2 guards, and your center, that's your run game. Said it plenty of times before. That is your run game. If you can control the interior of that line, you can run inside, you can run outside. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But if you can't, like we did last week, like we weren't able to last week, you'll get the same results that we got last week. So I'm actually Beth didn't answer the question that I asked her. When I said moving forward, I think we will heavily invest in that offensive line. Now, if they go with Tevin, cool, I'm good. But Nate Davis, they need to draft a good right guard and a good center. Period. And maybe by the end of the year. So see, now the only thing is like, let's not get too crazy. Like, oh, the Bears won or the Bears lost or Devontae Smith. Okay, it's one game. Things change. There's 17 more weeks of this season. Things will change. Okay, things will change. Things will fall into place. And you can sit back and say, okay, here's what happened. Like, let's not get too crazy. Like another guy, again, I'm not going to mention names because everyone want to come after me, and not that I give a shit because I ain't worried about too many people whooping my ass. But one guy, social media guy, went on social media the other day at half, so pissed, like, and I'm like, I get your frustration, but it's one half. It's one half. Junior. We're talking, Junior and I were texting during the thing, like, there's second half. There's two halves. Where I was at my cousin's house in Elgin, we were talking, and they're like, this. Some of my cousins were like, oh, it's a bomb. I can't believe it. I was like, guys, there's two halves. And I also told them, I said, guys, they're working off, they're working off no film. There's no film on this. They have film on the Bears defense from last year. There's no film on a Brian Callahan offense with this personnel. There was no film. I said, trust me, they'll make adjustments. They'll make adjustments. What happened? So let's not get too crazy. I know how Bear fans we get. Don't get too crazy because a good game happened or a bad game happened. Things happen. How do we react? Yeah, it's frustrating, but okay. So now how are we going to handle this interior line situation? How are we going to handle it? All right. Is Bates the new center? That's what I thought. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to be the center from Jump Street. And Shelton had a rough day. I anticipate Chris Morgan having these boys ready. Because if you come out 2 weeks in a row, you don't belong in the NFL. You don't belong in the NFL. If you come out 2 weeks in a row and underperform, you don't belong in the NFL. It is a dog-eat-dog world in there. And as a competitor, as a man, if someone gets the best of you and you can't face it the next week, well, guess what? Whoever you're facing next week, they need to deal with the brunt of it. King Booker World says, Caleb never seemed to get too down when things were bad, and at the end, he celebrated his guys for winning the game. I agree. I'm still pissy at him missing Keenan Allen on the left sideline when they were going right to left on the screen. Again, he bounced one to Moore. Like, you see the talent, don't get me wrong, the talent has never been in question. It's the consistency. He had happy feet sometimes. And if you know why he had happy feet? Because you didn't drop back far enough. Okay? There are things you can do to help out. Now, if you had a stud offensive line like the Saints did, and you're Drew Brees, and you're about as tall as Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is about 5'11". He ain't 6 feet. I stood next to Drew Brees. I played with Drew Brees' number one receiver. Oh, shoot. Now his Randall Lane at Purdue. He was his number one receiver at Purdue, and Randall Lane came and played with me on the Chargers. And me and Randall Lane are about the same height. And he said he's taller than Drew Brees. Drew Brees is like 5'10", 5'11". So what do the Saints do? And this is what the Bears are going to do. I can guarantee it. They're going to go invest heavily in that offensive line, in those guard and center position. Again, if Tevin, if you're worth it, they might just say, hey, you know what? I don't trust Tevin to stay healthy. Now, the center position, if Bates can go and show he can hold down that center spot, they may say, okay, good. We're going to go get these two guards. Tevin, we're not going to offer you that much because of your health. So this is why I'm saying Tevin got off on the wrong foot last week. Because if you're able to deal with Devondre Sweat, okay, and then Devondre Sweat goes on to have a great season, and you say, man, Tevinjenkins kind of got the best of him. I know it was week 1 and everything, but man, he handled him a little bit. That gives you more leverage. That gives you a better chance of staying. Because I love, and I think many of you in this chat do as well, I love me some Tevinjenkins. I want Tevinjenkins on the right side with Darnell Wright. If Ryan Poles does that, if Ryan Poles says, you know what, Tevin, you go to the right side. You want to cut Nate Davis? Cool. Swallow that $10 million. Okay. Bates go to the left guard or draft the left guard. Draft the top left guard in the draft. But it also depends on how well Austin Booker performs, because you got this this draft is a very edge heavy draft. So you can get a guy maybe the 2nd or 3rd round. You can address that offensive line, the interior of that offensive line, with your 1st round pick. We don't need wide receivers. We don't need skill players. We don't need them. DeAndre Swift signed for a few years. Maybe re-sign Khalil Herbert, hopefully. Rashawn Johnson's here for another 2 more years. The wide receiver, DJ Moore, just got an extension. He's here for another, he's here for 6 more, 5 after this season. Keenan Allen, you can re-sign for another 2 years. Rome Odunze is here for another 4 years if you pick up his 5th-year option. Cole Kmet signed a new deal. He's here. We don't need any more skill players. Anything you add is depth. We need help on that line. I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if they don't address that offensive line. If they don't go get the top guard in the coming out of college. If they don't get the top center coming out of college. Because, yes, the defense is awesome, but this offense got to score points. And if you can't score points, you expect the defense to do it every week. Defense is going to try. Defense is going to try. But let your franchise quarterback, let him throw in peace. Let him throw in peace. You must, and this is the thing that really gets me. Like, you're an offensive lineman, Mr. Poles. Why hasn't this area been shored up to this point? And I know you're bringing a lot of guys in, but damn it, sometimes you got to bite the bullet. What's the most important position in sports? Obviously in football, but in sports is the quarterback. And the most important thing about that quarterback is protecting him. Usually it's the left tackle. All right. There's an old saying: quarterbacks is your mortgage, left tackle is your insurance. That's what it is. But if you have a shorter quarterback, your insurance is the people up the middle. You cannot have anything. Did Brady have that shit? No. Did Breeze have it? No. They didn't have a lot of breakthrough jailbreaks up the middle. Cornelius, very, very good. This is why I like talking to you people, because you know football. You pay attention. Great comment by Cornelius. Hey, the Packers' 2nd-round pick is shaping up real nice. It will practically be like another 1st-round pick. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Did I say Packers? I'm sorry. The Panthers. Hey, the Panthers' 2nd-round pick is shaping up real nice. It will practically be like another 1st-round pick. So if they went guard, I'm okay. I think they might go edge guard, edge, one of the two. Because Nate Davis, I don't think they're going to bring him back after next season. I think they might even phase him out if they keep Tevinjenkins. If they keep Tevinjenkins, I don't think they're going to keep Nate Davis after his contract. That would be the center pick right there. With the Panthers 2nd-rounder. Yeah, it all depends on how well Bates plays. I mean, King Booker World, I can even say, man, and it could be guard center. Guard center with the second round pick. Do the Bears have? Do they have 2 second round picks? Or do they get rid of one of those? I'm trying to find it in my. Shoot. I want to see what draft picks. Let's see what. Here we go. Here we go. Here are the draft picks. Good. We have our own first round pick, our own second round pick via the Panthers. The third, we have our own third round pick, own fifth round, our own sixth. And let's not forget, if Justin Fields plays 51% of the snaps, that sixth round pick we got from the Steelers becomes a fourth round pick. So we'll have a first rounder, 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and 2 sixths. You could easily address. Wow. Things are looking good. Things will be looking good. King Booker World says, move Tevin back to right guard. I'm good on the Blue Tent experience. Man, you move Tevin to that right guard, him and Darnell Wright on that right side. Boy. Yeah. Listen, guys, 2 hours has come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Beth Missler Elmore, for coming out talking Bears with me. Patty Lara says, enjoy this gorgeous weather today, everyone. Stay safe and well and hydrated. It's supposed to be 85, 87 today. It's crazy. But I want to thank Beth Missler Elmore for coming out talking Bears with me. Got us fired up. I was 77 degrees, a high of 86 out here today. Guys, this show replay today at 6 p.m. So make sure you check it out. And once we get settled with about the new show and everything, of course I will let you know, hands down. All right, it's gonna be all Bears. It's gonna be good. We're gonna break down some film. We're gonna do a lot. All right, we're gonna break down film. We'll talk about it. It's nothing like it. Want to make you go. This is in our efforts to help make you guys more knowledgeable football fans. So when you do have arguments and talk about it with others, you're coming from a place of knowledge. All right, I've got 45 seasons of football in me. 30 years playing, 15, 16 years of coaching. Okay. And we're trying to educate people and in the game of football. So guys, have a fun day. All right, have a great day today. It's going to be beautiful out there. All right, make sure you tell your loved ones you love them. Let them know. Shoot them a quick text and be like, hey, just thinking about you. Let's try and get together. Get together for a Bears game. There you go. There's your in. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate the love and the support that you guys give me. And I love talking sports with you. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, executive producer Elliot Baez, Clarence Counselor, our social media guy, and my co-host in absentia, Maya. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal day, but your boy is out.